Hi everyone, thanks so much for being here. My name is Kat and I make houseplant videos here on Good and Planty. If you just so happen to absolutely love this video, please consider liking it, commenting, subscribing, or follow me on Instagram. All of these things help me grow my channel like a plant. Today, obviously, you can tell by the setup, we are doing a repot with me and I am so excited. It is my first mass repot of 2021. Spring is basically here. It's March, so it's spring. And I am just like super excited to be repotting some of my plants that honestly really need it. I'm gonna put my hair up because it's a repot with me. Some of these plants honestly could have been repotted a little bit sooner, but I didn't have my ideal soil mix ready, which I talked about last week. So here we are. Mika's very anxious because the cat is back in the house. I have quite a mix of plants with me today. I have this pilea peperomioides. I think I'm finally saying it right. I have a moon cactus. I have this maranta, and I have a couple other plants that I'll get to. So all of them need new homes, and honestly, I'm just gonna get started because I have a lot of stuff to do. I'm gonna do the one that I'm most excited for first, I think, which is kind of rare for me, but it is what it is. And that is this maranta. I think it's gonna look so beautiful in this pot. It was a handmade pot. It has my name on the bottom, and I wanted to put the absolute most perfect plant in this pot, and I think the maranta is gonna do really well in here. First of all, it's the perfect little pot size bump. It's going from a 4-inch to a 6-inch pot, and I think that the maranta is gonna really love that it's glazed, so it'll retain a little bit more moisture, because honestly I fall behind on the watering a little bit for the maranta. So I think that this pot is good, but it also has drainage, so I think that this pot is gonna end up really serving this maranta well. So I'm excited. I'm gonna move this. I just talked about my soil last week, so if you're interested in I see bugs. I'm just gonna hope that was a fungus gnat and move on. This soil mix, I made it last week, and it's my new soil mix that I'm gonna be using moving forward. And I'm really excited about it because I feel like my plants are gonna like it a lot more, especially since I now water a little bit less frequently. I feel like when I first got into plants, I made a very like airy soil mix because I was constantly checking in on my plants. I wanted to water them every 2 seconds, but now that I have, you know, around 100 houseplants, it's kind of harder to keep on top of all of the watering. So having a little bit of a more dense soil mixture is what works for me. I am excited for this change. Like, I think that it's gonna make my life a lot easier, and I think that my plants are also gonna do really well. That's just to, you know, show you that watering habits change over time. There is nothing wrong with that. Like, you might be an underwaterer at one point and then your schedule changes and now you're an overwaterer. It's okay to like slowly adjust your soil mixtures to your watering habits, and that was a very happy realization for me, and I'm happy that I'm finally like tweaking the soil mix to match that, because you know, it gets stressful to fall behind on watering, and soil mixture can have a lot to do with that. So I'm very excited to be kind of repotting. I think when appropriate, I'm gonna repot a lot of my plants, even if it's just in the same pot but with new soil, because the problem with the very aerated mix that I've been using too is that it runs out of nutrients a bit faster because there's so much perlite in it. I'm just excited to kind of give a little bit of a better home to majority of my plants. I think some of them really need it, and I think it's gonna give me like a good summer. This looks so good. I do this every repotting video, but like, come on. This looks amazing. Look at this. Oh my gosh, I am so happy. I am so happy. This looks incredible. It has drainage holes. It's gonna retain the moisture I need. This is awesome. Okay, one plant down, and I was super excited to do this one, and I feel like it looks amazing. I just have to snip off this, obviously, so ignore this. But other than that, amazing. And it's been growing so much. There you go, one plant down. Okay, next plant, I think I want to do the pilea because this is kind of a little bit urgent. You can see the roots coming out of the bottom. The soil is extremely compacted and the babies are just like overcrowding the pot at the bottom. So I definitely think it's time. It's also losing some leaves. We're gonna bump her up to a good 6-inch from this 4-inch. So this was another plant that I felt like I was really struggling with the watering. I was definitely underwatering this plant. And then I moved it to a nursery pot and I didn't go up in size. So I really jammed the root system in a 4-inch pot. And even that change helped this plant quite a bit. It really liked having a little bit of moisture soil, and the nursery pot just holds more moisture into the pot because terracotta is super porous. But now that I have a little bit of a more dense potting mix, I feel better putting it back into terracotta. That's where that decision is coming from, and I'm super excited. I think this plant's gonna love it. Okay. Into the 6-inch pot. This is hard because I feel like I'm burying all the babies and I'm trying to get them to poke up, but it's so hard. Oh no. God, repotting these are so hard because of all the pups. I feel like I'm just burying them. Okay, I packed this one really lightly because I was kind of worried about the babies. Like, you can see that they're trying to poke out. So I'm hoping that they're strong enough to like push through and get to the top of the soil, but fingers crossed for them. I'm sorry, little babies. Could I take propagations? Probably, but will I know? Okay, so another one down. I think that this looks a lot better too. I think it needs a stake. You can see how like the stem back here is kind of getting a little bit wonky and wiggly. In a perfect world, I will get this plant a stake. Ow, ooh, I just stabbed myself with the cactus. Okay, I think the next one I want to do is the moon cactus, definitely. I got this moon cactus from Home Depot or Lowe's, one of those. It was like $4 or something like that. They're super common and cheap. And I've talked about this plant before. It's a hybrid of 2 cacti. I think a hybrid. The colorful part and this like stalk are 2 different plants that were, what is that word? Not fused. I'll put it on the screen. They were put together. So I don't know why I picked one up, but I did, and I don't really regret it. But the thing is, it has Home Depot soil in it, so it just looks bad. And the roots are coming out of the bottom, so I think it's time. I probably should add some more perlite to the mix. Am I gonna be responsible? Okay, so I was a good little plant mom, and I actually brought out the pumice, and I'm gonna add more pumice to the mix now that I know this plant needs some TLC, because I didn't realize how small this root system really was until now. When I add pumice to a mix, I just kind of like scoop a bunch up and I add it to the big like mix, and then I kind of just like loosely mix up that section, and then I just use that. So I don't have to make like a whole separate cactus mix, if that makes sense. I kind of just like make a little cactus section within my potting mix. There we go. There we go. Okay, I think this is gonna be a lot better for this plant. She's all set in her new potting mix. She's a little bit wobbly because the chunk that's missing out of her is like totally messing with her stability. So that kind of sucks, but I didn't want to pot her too deep and then risk any rot on the green cactus. So this is what I'm working with. We're just gonna see how it goes. Honestly, I'm not sure how she's gonna do. I need to stop thinking that Lowe's plants are gonna do well for me. Next, I am going to, okay, let me check my to-do list because I had all of the plants I wanted to get done today on a list. Okay, I think I'm gonna do one more plant with you all and then I'm gonna do the rest off camera. Okay, so the last plant that I want to do here today with you is this little Peperomia Burgundy ripple. I think that she needs a 4-inch. I really don't like repotting Peperomia all that much because I find that they just do best in the first pot that you give them. This pot is a little bit too small for this plant, I think. So I'm just gonna bump her up and see what happens. Mika's sniffing everything. You sniffing everything? You curious? You curious? It smells good, right? We share our like love for the smell of soil, I guess. Okay, this is where the Peperomia is. And I am nervous because whenever I repot Peperomia, that's when they start to go south. So please keep this Peperomia in your thoughts because I am a little bit nervous about it, but I think that she needed it. She looks good in it. She looks awesome, but I don't know. I'm having a hard, I'm going through like a phase where Peperomia are hard to me. And I feel like sometimes I go through these phases with plants where I'm like on a roll and then all of a sudden I'm like not. So that happens. That's happening right now with Peperomia. It happened with Tradescantia, and it is what it is. Sometimes things just don't end up working how you thought they were gonna work. And that's how I feel with Peperomia right now. Totally, completely unrelated, but look what I got. Hey, what's wrong? Okay, it's just an airplane, dude. Okay, check this out. I got 2 Begonia maculata cuttings. 2. And I'm so excited. I actually don't have this plant and it's been on my wish list for quite some time. And my friend was selling cuttings, so I obviously snagged them. And I am so happy that I did. I have them propagating with another begonia. Then I also got this little baby pencil cactus cutting. It's so tiny, but no roots yet. I don't know if you can see. No roots yet, we'll get there. But I just have him in this water thing. We'll see what happens. And I'm very excited about it. Oh, hey. Oh, by the way, I got this nice little soil bucket. Check it out. It was meant for like cleaning supplies or something, but I saw it and I was like, this is the nicest, most like minimal soil bucket, and like with the cap on. Come on, this looks so good. It's like a little soil pail and I love it. And I've been keeping my soil in here. I'm probably gonna have a fungus gnat issue within a couple weeks, but I have those sticky traps, and it's funny because I just said that I wasn't going to be using the mosquito bits for a little while to see how that went, and it's going poorly so far, so I might jump back on the mosquito bits tree. Anyway, sorry for the tangent, but I'm really excited to have this little bucket, and then I got this little soil scoop, also very cute. It makes me feel put together even when I'm very much not, and I think it looks good in the videos, so that's why I got it. Thank you all so much for watching me repot some plants today. They were definitely much needed. I might do a few more off camera. The footage is getting kind of long, So thank you all so much for watching and hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Maybe I'll do another one soon, like a Q&A one, so that I actually have stuff to talk about. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe if you don't already and you want to see more planty content from me. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!